Here we are for another Tableau video. I'm going to show you guys how to use trend lines, and it's not what you think. So if you guys want to follow along to this, if you actually go to the Jellyman Education website, I'm going to show you this because a lot of people actually don't know about this. If you go to free stuff, and you click on that, it used to be called freebies. If you come down here, there's a whole bunch of free stuff. There's a free course, etc. There's soon going to be data sets and cover letters and workflows, all sorts of stuff I'm adding to the site. But if you go here to the iconic Superstore dataset, you click on that. It's going to take you to this page. First name and email, that's all you got to do, and it'll give you the data set. It seems to be just the easiest way to get it. And then that's it, and then we can get into Tableau. So here we are back in Tableau, and let's talk about trend lines, but let's talk about it specifically when you're working professionally. Okay, so it's very different from if you just want to slap something together for no reason than just to do it. But when you're working professionally, there's a second part to trend lines, which is you have to actually explain it to someone, and then they take action on it. Otherwise, there's no point even doing it, right? So if you have data set like this, for example, where it's literally like a blob, there's not really much you can do to justify a trend line, and we're leaving data scientists kind of out of this discussion for a moment, but there's not really much you can do. Same goes for if you have something like this, where they're just like dense plots. So unless it's convincingly that there's a trend there or close to it, you can't really use it, okay? So for example, say you had something like this. You could argue, all right, there's a bit of a line kind of going this way, right? Now, whether that's going to be a linear line or a polynomial or whatever, it's kind of up to interpretation. But I found most of the time that when we're using trend lines or anything where we're really trying to forecast into the future, stakeholders don't necessarily want an exact value. What they're interested in is a rough estimate. Okay, so let's add one in. So if you go up here to analytics, oh, hang on, wrong tool. If you go up here to analytics, you're going to see trend line. Okay, now the way to add it in where people get confused is if you click and drag it and bring it in, you're going to see all these different ones that you can do. Now you can change it afterwards, so it's not a big deal. But here I would start at linear, and it's literally just a straight line. That's it. And this is good because you can kind of judge, okay, you've got equal points at the top, equal points at the bottom. So if you're really to forecast or develop a relationship for what this means, you can say that, you know, if we have, let me get my drawing tool out, 14,000 units, we can probably say it's going to equate to around about 100,000-ish in sales. That is something really easy to explain to a manager. Okay, that's a very easy relationship. Whereas if you have something like this, you can't really justify the same thing. So if I do linear, you can't really, and even if I just do first class, for example, just so we have a singular view, I can't really justify that. And if I was a manager seeing this, I'm like, I don't know, bro. Okay, so let's go back to this one. Here I would say, okay, that's reasonable. Now, if you wanted to change it, you can go and just left click and go edit. All right, and from here you can change which one it is, and you choose which ones, whatever one's the most appropriate for your data set. Okay, here for example, polynomial, I mean, it's just not gonna fit. Even if you change your degrees, okay, it's just not the most reasonable. So I always think it depends on the data set, and I have an example here that you guys are going to see in a second, right? And then in terms of formatting, if you go here and you go format, by the way, you have all the formulas here. Okay, so this is for those mathematicians in there. This is the actual equation that represents that line. Okay, more simply put, you have minus 1.1 times x, you know, x cubed, x cubed by x squared plus c, depending where you're coming from. Oh, that's an x as well. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in there, but if I was to format, just left click, format, like so, and you're going to see, oh, drawing tool, this section right here. That's one way to format it. I think that's the only way to format it for these lines, okay? So from here, you can just say grid line, oh, hang on, where is it? Trend line, this one. You can say dashed red, which is probably the one I go for the most, just because it kind of, easiest to see. All right, so that's kind of the first part of it. Now, say you had a data set like this. You could argue, and I'm going to isolate this a little bit just to kind of help with the explanation. Okay, keep only. All right, is there a trend in here? Okay, so if I was to do the same thing, so we go analytics, back to trend line, and I bring one in, and let's say I go logarithmic this time. Okay, so I'm just going to format this so you can see it a bit better. Red, I'll make it a little bit thicker. Okay, so there's the trend line there. Could you say that that is an appropriate trend line? This is a bit questionable, and it kind of depends on a case-by-case situation, and also what the stakeholder says of if it's reasonable, because you're not just saying this is a bunch of dots and here's the trend. You're actually saying that these axes and these values actually represent something in a business sense. So a stakeholder will go, all right, let's have a look here. Look at this value and go, you probably can't see that. Look at this value here. Do some sort of estimate of some sort of relation between discount and profit, and that number just sounds absolutely ridiculous in that business, right? It just doesn't make any sense. So that's the thing where you can't just slap it on and it makes sense. You have to factor all these things in. Now, these are scatter plots. I do want to add one more, which is a time series bit of data. In this case, where we're using trendline, and generally we use it to do two things. One is find the relationship between two values, right? And develop some sort of mathematical representation. Or we're trying to forecast into the future, right? Which are kind of closely related. So for this one, where you have, this is a year, that's a year, that's a year, and so on. So you have this kind of like seasonal pattern. You can do a little bit of forecasting here, and it would probably make sense for stakeholders. So if I go here to, again, analytics, and instead go to this one, which is forecast, okay, Tableau will most likely be able to do it. So if I drag that in, forecast, you'll see this one. The problem that happens here is, unless you kind of know statistics, it's very hard to explain it to someone that does question it. So if they say, explain how these numbers were actually generated, because we're about to, put a $5 million budget in for marketing or something like that, it's very hard. You can go to analysis, forecast, and go describe forecast. And from there, you get some statistical values to explain it. But unless you're a statistician or, data scientist that understands how to actually interpret this, you're going to have a little bit of trouble. So what you're better off doing, and if you want to get rid of this, forecast, show forecast, just to get rid of that. Again, this is where trend lines are very good, because if I use trend line again, and I don't have to be fancy here, I can just go linear, okay? And I forecast this into the future. So I'm going to expand this axis, and instead of automatic, I'm just going to add, 2 years onto this, okay? So from here, could you say that is reasonable? And I would say, yeah, that's good enough, because what we'll generally do is we'll say, all right, there's a value here that we're interested in. Let's say this one. And we say, how reasonable is it? So you would say, okay, do we think the business can really grow at that rate? Maybe we'll reduce it by 10%, add a factor in, but at least it's sort of like a general target to go for, or a general estimate, which is a rough feel, which is still probably better, honestly, than in some cases going to a data scientist, writing all these experimentations, or it doesn't even have to be a data scientist, but an analyst, and they're going to go super specific, and it's going to take them like 3 months. When sometimes you're like, I just need a number, give or take. Okay, that's it. So that's how you use trend lines in a professional setting. If this is something you really want to learn a lot more of, I obviously teach it on the Jellyman Education website. Let me see if I can bring it up. Okay, so I believe it's in the expert section of the course. So if you come down here in expert, there's a whole bunch of stuff. This is where it would most likely be. So go ahead and check that out. There down here, there's a huge curriculum. right? Which shows everything that's covered in this course. If this is something that you want to learn in terms of something more advanced as a senior analyst, all right? Until next time, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.